Okay, this is Season 4, Episode 18, and return to Bear Hill Road. Bear Hill. Sorry, Bear Hill Road. There is a Bear Hill Road. So this is just a return visit. We're going to hike the trail to where they have the bonfires every year. And it's cold, drizzly rain. So hopefully it'll be okay to do this. We have been, like I said, we have been here before. Me and Brady visited here, and it was a good time. We'll talk more about that as we go on this trail. So let's get started, and I will explain some stuff about this place. All right? Okay, so there are two trails here, and one of them is the lower trail, and the other is the upper trail, which I am on right now. And it is not a very long trail. It's probably maybe about a 0.9 mile trail to where we're going. But it is called Bear Hill Unique Area. And it is unique because of what was here. And the Seneca people celebrate this place. And I like it here. So we're going to take a look at this place one more time. Well, I can say one thing. It is very, very quiet here. I only hear some birds, maybe a little bit of background traffic, but you probably hear me sloshing in the water. It's a very muddy trail. We've had quite a bit of rain here recently. But it's very, very peaceful walk. Well, definitely not a good day to do this. It is really, really foggy. But just take a look around here. We're not to the area yet where we're supposed to be going, but I wanted to read a little bit to you. Now, on the 393-acre Bear Hill Unique Area property, there is an annual Labor Day ceremonial lighting of a bonfire to start the Ring of Fire, or the Festival of Lights. And I think you remember, if you watched that episode, when me and Brady was here, that's what we were here for. And it started out at the Middlesex Schoolhouse. And now, landowners around Canandaigua Lake will light fires, celebrating peace and harvest. And so, you know, that's I remember coming to that. That was kind of fun. There's a nice pond there. Now, it also goes on to say it has two separate parcels The southern one covers approximately 298 acres in the town of Middlesex in Yates County. And the northern one covers approximately 95 acres in the town of Gorham, New York. And that's the town, not the village. Okay. So, now we're going to continue on to our destination here amongst all of this misty fog, which, being at a higher elevation, that would explain it. So, all right. Next area we're going to go to. All right, let's go. Okay, so I found something interesting to read to you as we're doing this, and I do this because I don't know all the information, so it's just not gonna pop, out from my head and everything. But so anyway, according to Seneca legend, Bear Hill is barrenless or treeless. Well, maybe not now. Now, it is because of the damage done by a giant snake. And what happened was there was a young Seneca boy who was canoeing, and he found a colorful snake. Picked it up, brought it back to the village, starting feeding it. And this snake got to be really, really big. In fact, it got too big where he could not handle it. I'm glad they don't do that now. So anyway, the snake grew so large that it had to feed on deer and other mammals. So now eventually he grew so enormous that the villagers feared for their lives before they could escape the snake. Entwined itself around the village and killed everyone except a brother and sister. Now, in a dream, the boy was told where to aim his arrow to kill the serpent. And he was successful, and the snake twisted and turned, destroying the trees at the top of Bear Hill before he fell into the lake, which is Canandaigua Lake. So that's the major folklore. It's kind of neat to read some of this to you and think for yourself. Wow, that's kind of interesting. As I always say, I do believe we are getting closer. That might be it down there. It's still nice and peaceful and quiet here. But no, just take a look around. It's really nice here. Nice and quiet. And we're going to walk out here for a bit. I see something I want to look at. It looks like to be a mound of some sort. But it is, but like a bunch of old cut up tires. Yep, we're here. This is where me and Brady came to the Festival of Lights. There is the place where they burn the wood and stuff. And then over there is the Council Rock. So let's go over there and look at the Council Rock. So we are at the Council Rock. And here's some more information. This is from a website called Bear Hill, Finding the Big Answer. And the Seneca Nation of the Haudenosaunee would hold their council meetings and offer prayers to the Great Spirit on Bear Hill, about 10 miles south of Canandaigua. That spirit of peace and reconciliation involved with those prayers and council fires still linger here today. I'm so glad that they are still doing this. I am really glad that they're doing this. The pilgrim looking to resolve an issue, needing a big answer to a question, or just looking to communicate with the Creator, should spend some contemplative time on top of Bear Hill, not only taking in spirit and wisdom, but a great view as well. And so, I agree. This is a very peaceful place, and if the Seneca people believe this is, I do. I think this is very peaceful. Today it's kind of nasty, but just look around. I mean, it's definitely something. Now, I see something here. Okay, take a look at this. This is interesting. There is a trail that goes here. Okay. It goes along down here. See if you can see the difference. And it goes down to the Council Rock. It may just be a trail, but where they walked before and come here. Now, I have some video from our last visit, and I'm going to show that right now, and then we're going to talk some more about this place here.
Soon to be over. Oh, right. It's all, it's all going on.
those videos brought back some memories. Yeah, I remember coming here, and I remember standing in a circle with everybody else and dancing. I'm not much of a dancer, but when it comes to something like that, it's relaxing and invigorating to do that, and it's something. So anyway, here is a little bit information about the fort that was here. Okay, there's no signs of it here today at all. It could be in the area where I'm at right now. I don't know. But now the first printed reference to a fort on top of Bear Hill above Canandaigua Lake near Middlesex, New York, was made in 1825. Now this was made by David Cusick in his History of the Seneca Indians, an account of Cusick's version of the legend of the creation of the Seneca people, which does involve the fort, may be found in the spring 1988 issue of the magazine Turtle Quarterly. Okay. And it does describe the fort, other than to mention that in the legend of the serpent surrounding the gate. A gate in the fort is also mentioned by Henry R. Schoolcraft in his 1847 book, Notes on the Iroquois. So, now, hard facts about the old fort are not easy to come by. The most widely quoted description of the old fort appears in S.C. Cleveland's History of Yates County, New York, 1873. Okay. The traces of an ancient fort covering about an acre and surrounded by a ditch and formerly by a formidable wall are still to be seen on top of Bear Hill. They indicate defenses raised by Indian hands, or more probably belong to the labors of a race that preceded the Indian occupation. The wall is now about tumbled down, the stones seem somewhat scattered, and the ground is overgrown with brush. Okay, so now, our last episode, we were at Fort Osco, and you know, it had earthworks there. That was built, I think, a little bit differently, but I don't see anything of that here, not at all. But there is a spirit here, you know. It's the spirit of them, of the people, is still here. Okay, so here's some more information. The Seneca Indians were in possession of the site of the fort when the white settlers arrived in the late 1780s. Say that they did not build the fort. In fact, the Seneca deny that they built any of the earth and stone structures in Yates County. The structures were old. They say when they arrived on the scene, this is considered to be around 1400 to 1500 AD. The Seneca are thought to have moved from the shores of the Seneca River, where they had dwelt with the Cayuga Indians. The north-flowing Seneca River is the outlet of Cayuga Lake, the longest of the Finger Lakes. So, but who built the fort up here? You know, it's just like, you know, Fort Algon. The Algons built that one, and in what I'm about to read to you, somebody else built this up here. So, you know, so let's read on, and I can tell you who built the fort that was here. Okay. Now, who were the people buried at the foot of Bear Hill? It's probably the same people that built whatever fort was here. So, the pre-Iroquoian occupations of New York State and in the archaeology of New York State makes it clear that the people buried at the foot of Bear Hill were of the late Adena culture. Now, the Adena people, they built, if I'm not mistaken, they built mounds in Ohio. I could be wrong, but I do believe they did. However, let's read on. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. So, anyway, the Adena culture, which means that they were not the other principal mound building people in the pre-Columbian North America. The Hopewell, who were somewhat more advanced than the Adena. Now, the Hopewell I know about. And there is places up here that is called Hopewell. There's a place up here called Hopewell. All right. So anyway, the Hopewell were more slightly built than the Adena with narrow skulls. Both were much more advanced than any native people found by white settlers when they arrived in North America. Okay, and now the term Hopewell does not mean the naming of those people. That was the term of the landowner. Now, the name Adena comes from the name of the state of Ohio Governor Thomas Worthington. The estate was on a hilltop overlooking Chillicothe, Ohio. And I used to live in Chillicothe, Ohio. Interesting. It has been still here, and now the wind wants to blow. Interesting. So, it was there in 1901 the artifacts different from Hopewell artifacts were excavated. This seems to have been the first indication that another mound building people had been active in Ohio. Okay. Okay, let's take a look around again. One more time, because I may not be back here ever again unless somebody wants me to check deeper into this. But you know what? There's nothing here really to prove anything. The only thing I will say is that I think it was the road crew came here. I don't know the year, and I guess it was some of the old structures were still here, and they dug a hole. They said that the only remaining place is a hole. I just wonder if that's it right there. Covered up. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, and they said that they used some of the dirt and whatever and the rocks and stuff that was here to make a road. Now something else I want to, the reason why they say this is a spiritual place, have you ever heard of ley lines? I'm not trying to get weird or anything, but ley lines connect spiritual places around the globe. And could there be ley lines here? Probably. Now, the feeling I get being here is peaceful, but you know what? The last time I was here, I felt like I was being watched. If that makes sense to anybody. I don't talk a lot about spiritual things, but I will say this. There is a spiritual realm that does exist, if you believe it or not. Sometimes I believe it. And this place and Fort Hill Cemetery are those places. There is, I think in that, what I was reading on that website, that they were talking about the ley lines that were connected to here and to South Hill. Now, South Hill, where Clark Gully is, which we're going to be visiting sometime soon, that is, the legend that is the birthplace of the Seneca people. And we've talked about that a lot too. But, people who are connected to spiritual things, I think you would have to come out here and just sit on a nice clear day and just take in what's here. But today is not the day to do this. It's really, really kind of a miserable day for me to be filming, but at least we came here to just talk about this place, because this is one of the places that me and Brady has been to, and it's part of the countdown to the ending of season 4, which I've never done before. And going back to these places, kind of makes me just want to keep on doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing as much as I can. And if you want to request a location, which some people have, I will do that if I can. But this looks a little different than when I was here before. Now, when me and Brady was here, we did not hike this trail here. We went the lower trail with a hiking group from Victor, New York, who were very nice in letting us do that. It's something that we do, So anyway, I hope you liked this episode, and I enjoyed it. I think this was a nice place to come to once again, just to explore and talk about things. And if you ever get a chance to come here and you're in New York, and you want to come here, I'll bring you here. That would be something fun to do, I think. So anyway, I did not take any pictures. There will be no pictures on the Facebook site. Maybe the next episode. So anyway, look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, watch our videos. We have tons of videos on YouTube. We have 4 seasons, 4 years worth of videos for everybody to look at. And but for those that watch us, thanks for watching. For those that are interested in what we do, please like and subscribe to the channel. So this is James for Discover the Finger Lakes, and be ready for a new episode coming in maybe a few weeks. It'll be episode 19. So thanks for watching, and get out there and explore like I do. Thanks.